What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a little look at two knives that Gerber makes. Pretty similar knives. There's a few differences, obviously. One is the Gerber LMF 2. The other one is the Gerber Grylls Ultimate Survival Knife. I guess we'll start out with the outside of the sheaths. The LMF 2 has the built-in MOLLE straps, as well as you can put it on your belt there on this one. It's got double straps to hold in the handle. They both have the same locking piece here. The LMF 2 has the sharpener down here, and you can stick the knife through. And it also came with leg straps, which I thought was a pretty cool feature, so you can strap this on. Now, if you wanted to add your MOLLE straps on here, I guess you could probably use the leg straps on this one as well, but this one's mostly just set up for the MOLLE straps here, which it didn't come with. You'll have to get those separate, and then the belt loop right here. It's also got this little compartment. It's got signaling, what to do if you're lost, what means what when you signal your arms. It's also got the little survival book that you put in there, but it's so tight I can't even squeeze it in there. With this sheath, you have the one tie down, same locking mechanism, and then with this one, the sharpener is, let's see, I'll do this. The sharpener is down here. Now, what I like about this one, it's a diamond plated sharpener, but it's also more versatile as far as what you can actually sharpen it with. You can use this knife, you could sharpen a pocket knife, an axe, you know, because it's not limited to the size of the knife like the LMF 2. So this is, I do like this sharpener quite a bit more. And then also with this sheath, you get the whistle and the fire starter. I can understand why they call it the ultimate knife, because it has so many built-in features. I think the LMF 2 is a better blade, better steel, but as far as you needing one knife that does it all, the Bear Grylls is definitely a better knife as far as, you know, if you could only have one or the other in a survival situation. I'd probably go with this one just because the fact that it has the built-in fire starter. I'm going to do some testing on them later as far as I'm going to hammer with them, do a little batoning with them. I've seen it done with other people have done it with the two knives. I know the Gerber LMF 2 does great with batoning. The Gerber, I'm not so sure of. The Gerber Bear Grylls, I'm not so sure of. I've seen where this plastic part seems to break off quite a bit. But again, like I said, supposedly they changed a few things in January, February, and I don't know if I got the old one or the new one. Let's take them out of the sheaths. One thing I will tell you off the bat, the Gerber LMF 2 is a lot harder to get out of the sheath. I mean, you've got to jerk that thing. Now the Bear Grylls, it comes out quite a bit easier. So that's one big thing that I like. I've also seen a lot of people with this locking mechanism here. I know it'll loosen up after a while, but I've seen a lot of people, what happens with theirs is it loosens up so much to where the knife actually won't lock in there anymore. So you need to make sure that you keep these on here. I've seen some people cut these off, but if you get in a situation where this loosens up too much and your knife actually won't lock in there, you're going to need those straps. So it's kind of a pain in the butt with a double strap, but I mean, that knife is freaking in there pretty well. Alright, let's get the sheaths out of the way. As far as the steel, the Gerber LMF 2 is a 420HC steel, and the Bear Grylls, they say it's a high carbon stainless steel, which I guess is their generic steel that they use on a lot of their knives. I couldn't actually find anywhere where it said what the actual grade of the steel is, so I guess we'll just call it high carbon stainless. The difference in the lengths, the Gerber LMF 2 is 10.5 inches long, and then the blade is right at about 5 inches long. The Bear Grylls is 10 inches long, so it's about a ½ inch shorter overall, and then the blade is 4.75 inches long. It's not that much of a difference. You know, you can obviously tell the difference in the knives. This handle on the Gerber LMF 2 is a lot taller, thicker, whatever you want to say, and then the blade is obviously a little taller going that way as well. As far as weight, the LMF 2 is 11.4 ounces, and this one's 11.2. So there's really not that big of a difference in the weight. The biggest difference I find is this Bear Grylls. It feels nice in the hand. It really does. I don't have teeny tiny hands, but I don't have big hands either. And this knife just feels great in my hand. It's got the little curvatures to fit your hand a little bit better, as opposed to the LMF 2. You pretty much have just the straight handle, and it just feels really bulky. Feels good, feels strong, but you know, it's definitely a little bit bigger for somebody with smaller hands. A couple of other differences in the knives is the hammers, or the pommels. This one is a nice flat pommel on the bottom. Now imagine you can use it with just the knife and just hammer down like that, but I wouldn't suggest it in case you're hammering, your hand slips, and then, you know, you slice your hand wide open. The sheath does bend down to where you could hammer it, but it feels like if you bend it too much, it's going to stay that way. Now with the Gerber LMF 2, the hammer is down here. Now you can see quite a bit difference in the hammers there. The Bear Grylls has a lot more surface on it, and it has this little checkered pattern, I guess, to help grip it a little bit better. Now the LMF 2 is built specifically with a hammer to work in the sheath. This sheath bends a lot easier to hold, and you hammer it down. Like I said, later on I'm going to take it out and do a little batoning and hammering and see which one works a little better. Another difference is the Gerber LMF 2 has the glass punch here. I don't know if you would actually need that in a survival situation. Who knows? I'm sure you could find some use for it. But that is one thing that the Bear Grylls does not have. They both have the lanyards at the bottom, as well as on the handles for tying to a spear. Both have serrated. Overall, they're both great knives. The Gerber LMF 2, I believe, was about $62 online. You know, you can spend up to $75 for this thing if you actually get it in a store. But I never suggest buying a knife like that in a store, especially at like a Bass Pro or a Walmart. They're just way overpriced. And then the Bear Grylls you can get for about $49 online, and probably closer to $59 at Bass Pro or something like that. They're both great knives. They both feel decent. I'm preferring right now the Bear Grylls just because of my hands, the handle, and it's a little bit smaller of a knife. It just feels more comfortable. This one is just, it's a big knife, man. It really is. I think it's going to do a lot better with the batoning. But I foresee this one doing a little bit better with the hammering. Again, depending on which model I got. If I've got the old one that's still attached to the plastic, I don't know. The pommel could break off, and, you know, I could be totally wrong. But hopefully I got the new one where it's attached to the tang, and I won't have any issues with it. But I think that's about it as far as head-to-head. I'm going to go head outside here and start trying to beat these things up, and start doing another little video, and I'll try to post that on a little bit later on today. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.